PPC stands for pay per click. It's really can be interchangeable with another acronym, SEM, which means search engine marketing. So, I mean, technically not all SEM is pay per click. Sometimes you can pay for impressions. You know, you can pay how often, for how many times your ad shows up. But for mostly we're talking about search ads here. So in that case, you are paying per click, meaning somebody goes to Google or Bing, searches for something, your ad comes up, and you only pay when somebody clicks on it and goes to your website. Well, first of all, there's manual, and that's basically where you're gonna, choose a set of keyword phrases and just put a dollar amount to them. You're saying, I'm willing to pay $10 for when somebody searches for a divorce lawyer near me or something like that. And then you have a variety of automated bid strategies that can help you accomplish different goals. So one of them would be maximize clicks, and that if you give it a, kind of a fixed budget, it's going to figure out how to get you the most possible clicks for that budget. There's maximize conversions, which is going to, again, with a fixed budget, is trying to get you the most conversions possible within your budget, and a conversion being some type of measurable action that you want the person to take on your site, like filling out a form or calling on the phone. There's target cost per acquisition, which is a good one if you don't want to necessarily cap your budget. Like you could say, I'm willing to pay $30 for a lead, and then Google's going to do its best to make sure all your leads cost about $30, and that way, you can set your budget really high and not worry about wasting a lot of money, because as long as you're getting leads at that cost, it's always going to be worth your while. So there's no reason to cap your budget and stop spending. And then there's target impression share, which basically means you can tell Google how often you want your ads to show up. Like for instance, you could say, I want to show up 100% of the time at the absolute top of the page. Sometimes people do that. That's not necessarily the best idea, but again, it depends on your goal. Sometimes people just want to show up number one all the time, even though that might cost a lot. You might be able to get more leads and clicks showing up a little lower than that. And then for e-commerce, one of the best automated strategies is target ROAS, or target return on investment, and that'll if you have a e-commerce business and you're tracking actual revenue that comes directly from your ads, the algorithm can kind of figure out which products and when to show your ad to try to get you the most return on ad spend. Well, if you were to log into my account, you'd see a lot of automated bid strategies actually on my campaigns. Now, some people might scoff at that. A couple of years ago, it wouldn't have necessarily been that way. I would do a lot more manual bidding. But the thing with manual bidding is you're really only bidding on the keyword phrase when there are other factors to consider. With automated bid strategies, Google is considering all types of things that you can't necessarily see at auction time with the naked eye. Like, for instance, if someone had been looking at other sites related to what you're offering in the recent past, or their demographics, their age, gender, income, time of day, day of the week, all those things can go into deciding whether or not someone might be a better candidate to see your ad than strictly just bidding on the keyword itself. So you tend to get a little bit broader reach by kind of allowing a broader set of keywords to trigger your ads, but letting Google help you out with its machine learning to help you figure out who are the best people to serve your ads to. If you have a relatively small budget and you're bidding on something that's extremely expensive, like say you're in Houston and you started a new personal injury law practice, you could pay $200 for a click. So you don't want to pay that exorbitant fee for someone who's doing research about personal injury law. You want to be really sure they're actually looking for a lawyer. So in the case when you have a relatively small budget and you need to be really careful about who comes to your website because it's extremely expensive, then you would probably want to use manual bidding and be very strict with your keyword selection. If you have any other questions about PPC or manual bidding options, come see us at thedigital.com.